everyone on YouTube, and welcome to my review of Season 5, Episode 12 of My Hero Academia. The episode is called The New Power and All for One. And before I get started with the review part of the episode, my reaction is on Patreon. Sadly, I have tried to edit reactions for YouTube, but they get blocked almost instantly. And I have tried like no sound, very faded. I've tried everything. I don't know why they're so strict on my channel and My Hero Academia. But anyway, that's why I'm doing only reviews. But before we get to the review, first I want to re-say what I said at the start of my reaction, which was just about episode 100 and, reaching episode 100, of the anime. And yes, my hair is pink now. Magic. I actually feel like when I have hair like this, I feel like an anime character. So I really like. I'm not an SJW. I just want to underline that point. I have pink hair, but they do not have monopoly over fabulous hair. Okay. In fact, more often than not, their hair is not so fabulous. But I'm just kidding around. If I remember correctly, what we talked about at the beginning of the episode before I started watching was just that it has been, a really great 100 episodes. The only part that I remember not enjoying was the part about the gentle criminal, and it's not that I thought the show itself was bad. I just was not a big fan of the character, and some people were really defensive about that, and that made me defensive, and then it was not the best experience back then. But that's such a small part of my overall enjoyment of the show. Kella, wake up today. Her hair, magique. So I was saying that I could imagine, or I would love for this show to go on for another 400 episodes, because it's a story about, if Deku is correct, because he says this is a story about me becoming the number one hero. And so, as far as I know that, All Might didn't become the number one hero until he was in his 20s, right? I mean, he didn't finish high school and then boom, number one hero. And I'm really hoping that this story doesn't have that kind of expected ending where it only goes up until they finish high school and then, because no, it says this is the story of how I became the number one hero, and I'm hoping that they tell the story up until the day he becomes the number one hero. I hope they go more serious and darker once they finish high school, but on the other hand, I don't know if a Jump show or a Jump manga will do that. I don't know, but I hope that they do. But I mean, has there been a Jump anime where a kid graduated high school and the story didn't end? I don't know many Jump manga, so you can answer that. I am not. It's not a rhetorical question. Nox says I have the same concern as you. Oh, Naruto got Boruto, but I mean Boruto is maybe not the best, I heard, but I feel like if the same mangaka works on the story and it's not like boom high school, boom adulthood, I want them boom high school, boom adolescence. Like up until I became the number one hero, not high school, now I'm the number one hero, or high school time skip, now I'm the number one hero. I want high school, after high school, until becoming the number one hero. Tiago says, my instincts tell me to avoid the Boruto like the plague, and Nox says, doesn't Boruto have a different author? I heard that he's helping, but I'm not sure, the original author. But yes, that's why I said that as long as the same author works on it, I feel that the author has the potential to write adolescent characters, and by adolescent I mean 18 and up. I feel like he could still have it in this tone, slightly more serious, and then I really think it could work, but I don't know if it could work for Jump. And it's not like he can't leave Jump. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I do believe that this show has the potential to go on for at least another 300 episodes. There was a TV show called Smallville, which was about Superman before he became Superman in high school, adolescence, young adult, then ended when he put on the cape. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want this show to be about him becoming 18 and being the number one hero, because All Might didn't become the number one hero at 18 as far as I know. But I mean, I don't know for sure because I don't know how old All Might was when he became the number one hero. I'm just hoping that it goes further than that, up until maybe the early 20s. Or at least some of, like, at least a year or two after high school. Because I don't want it to end at high school. Dragon Ball has the protagonist goes through different stages of life as he ages. That sounds hopeful. Does Dr. Stone count? Senku doesn't have to worry about high school anymore. So yeah, I'm hoping that it takes a different route and not finish high school, number one hero, or finish high school, time skip, number one hero at the very end. We'll see though. But now that we've discussed all of that, I'm happy to have watched it for 100 episodes, enjoying it, la la la. The characters are the strongest aspect, but the story is also, very enjoyable. Let's talk about the episode, because there is some things that I would like to take note of. It started with them saying that Shinso will be most probably be in the hero, like almost definitely be in the hero corps starting from the second year. We don't know yet which class though. Class A, Class B. What do you guys want? Do you want him to be in Class A? I personally think he would do very well in Class A. I think that he would make a great addition. Less Mineta, more Shinso. Woo! I would love that. I hope he gets put in the A class. So that's my hope. Then I want him to join A because our main boys are there. Matty says I think he will fit into class B more. Nox says I think he will be in whatever class has the traitor. So my guess is class B. Traitor? I remember a theory about a traitor who's leaking information. We thought for a while it might be the cheese boy. I mean, Sparkle Boy. What is his hero name? I never stop twinkling. Do you think that the traitor is in class B? And is that why you think he'll be there, so that it gives class A a link to the traitor class? What's up, Hanku? I want coffee, but I'm still a bit full, but I want coffee. I'll make coffee maybe in like a half an hour. Bye. I think he will fit well with Class B, but I want to see more of him, so I hope he joins Class A while Mineta gets put into B or removed. JK, LeMayo. Nox. I think the traitor is the copy power dude. Is the traitor having him removed will open up a class slot? Wait, I don't understand the phrasing. I think the traitor is the copy power dude. Is the traitor. So wait. Is the traitor doesn't need to be there, right? I think the traitor is the copy power dude. Having him removed will open up a class slot. Oh. An anime I just remember that goes past the MC being in high school is Major. Is that a Shonen Jump manga though? Wow, Cherry, poor Mineta just want a girlfriend to love him and have big boobs. No. No, if he wanted a girlfriend, he would not be assaulting girls and making sure that he gets flung against their chest. Nah, I'm not a Mineta fan. He has his moments, don't get me wrong, but overall, he could not be there and I would be fine with it. Don't get me wrong, I like an itchy character, and I think that, and I understand the fact that if he was a cute girl, his itchiness would be hilarious, but because he's this little creepy grape dude, that it just comes across differently, doesn't it? At least it shows like it reveals my own bias, I guess. Because I think I would find him funnier if he was a creepy girl. Interesting. I don't really think there's anyone who loves Mineta. I think there is. There we go, Matty. Matty loves him. Matty loves little guys who assault girls. Doesn't that sound terrible? Nox as well. Nox also loves little guys that assault girls. He looks like a gremlin. No, I'm just saying it sounds bad, doesn't it? I would love a little creepy girl too. That sounds so wrong. I know. I just think that because I guess it's kind of like boring at this point. Because girls can be creepy too. I want to see a creepy girl. I mean, who of us would not like to be felt up by a creepy girl rather than a creepy short boy? Maybe. La Brava was kind of creepy. No, but she stalked one guy. And he liked it. He took her in. So, that ended up becoming creepy too. Stalked two guys. Who was the other guy? I don't really remember much from that arc since I did not particularly like it. Okay. There were some nice expressions here in this part. They were fighting and I said I talked about how Deku Bakugo dynamic again. And how it looks like Bakugo really cares in a very harsh way about Deku. And here, these two dynamic, I was saying that I think in a different world, Bakugo and Deku's dynamic would have been similar to theirs. Not the same, but similar. If Deku had been born with a stronger quirk and could actually contest, like these two fight each other, their quirks are similar power. So I think that Deku and Bakugo would have had a much better relationship if things worked out differently for Deku from the start. But in the end, it all works out for everyone. But what if Gin was assaulting girls, Kayla? Gin does assault girls. The guy from her school that talked shit about her and found her creepy first. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And then those two talked, and he asked his dad to help him. That was so cute. And then he said, I didn't think you'd be the one approaching me about it. And then he laughed. And I said that if he tilted his head slightly forward and laughed a little bit longer, it would have come across as very evil. I enjoy what happens to Mineta rather than Mineta himself at this point. Mina is goated. Yeah, at least he's open about it, and at least he gets punished for it. So that it doesn't change him, which does not bode well. Because imagine, just think about this logically. Imagine a hero that bumps his head into the boobs of his coworkers all the time on purpose, and wouldn't you worry that will happen to civilians too? He will accidentally bump into the fanny of a civilian because he's short. So you understand my point. He's not a heroic type to me. And I know that it's just in the context of the story, it's mostly for comedy, but I can't help but think that this does not translate well into a heroic character for me. So I still don't see what Mineta does in the hero class. He's practically the most useless of all. The thing is, as I've explained before, he passed the test because all the robots got stuck in his balls, and that counted as him beating the robot because he immobilized it, and that's why he got into the A class. The test was kind of similar. I mean, kind of perfect for him. If Mineta say your hair smell nice, is it sexual assault? No, but it's creepy. I'm already not a fan of this kind of comedy, so Mineta doing that is even worse, says Cherry. I like comedy like that, especially when... Because when I was in high school, I remember one or two of my friends being... Or not friends, but I remember knowing one or two boys that were kind of... Like yucky, like Mineta was... So it's realistic, and I remember just the interactions with them. I mean, no one ever bumped into my boobs because I didn't have any boobs to begin with. But for example, girls and guys have those interactions when they're younger. For example, I knew a guy friend, but he was older than me, and sometimes I remember going to the mall with them, maybe to watch a movie or something. And then we'd be walking around, and it was awkward sometimes because your hands would brush against each other, and you don't feel that way about them, so you do something like very awkward and cringy, and you go, awkward moment, because, and the one who says it first wins, because it's an awkward moment when, and it's just like, I don't know, but shit like that happens, so, and at least he gets put in his place. So that is, I like his character in that sense. But on the other sense, he's a hero. And to do that stuff in a hero exam or thing, it's not just funny to me anymore. It's like his character gets taken... Like, he needs a good moment to show me that he deserves to be here. I enjoyed it at the end of season 2 when they faced Midnight, because it wasn't too bad as a hero. I remember more or less, yeah. The joking I can deal with, but the touching, bumping into boobs makes me uncomfortable. But yes, at least he gets put into place. Yeah, because the thing is, it's funny or it's normal the first 2 times it happens. But then when a guy keeps doing it after you've said like hello, no, it does. It's but at the same time, it's not like it's praised in the show. Everyone can see that it's creepy. So maybe he's a good, like, learn from Mineta. Don't be Mineta. You know what I'm saying? So, as much as I dislike him, I also see that, you know, it's realistic. There's people like him that don't learn. And that, at the very least, Mina puts him in his place. So, it's a blank. This was pretty interesting to learn about, but I kind of expected it. I have a similar issue with Miss Midnight. I get where you're coming from. I just assume this is a phase he will have in high school, and Shons have conditioned him to just treat it as a joke. Shons? Shonens? Yeah, no, it's like people like that exist, and as long as he gets put in his place and it's not praised by the show, I'm technically fine with it. What's your issue with Miss Midnight? Is it because she's like a sexy villain? Because but I don't remember too much about her. I just remember her being a bit weird, but at least she doesn't sexually assault anyone. Let's see here. He would have exploded. The Bakugo's face. Ooh. And then they were... So this is something I want to remember. It was kind of expanding into a new industry. Detnerat enters the hero support business, and the backwards that is talented. So the talented, but instead of an L, it's an R. I legit think that is how they did that. Talented, expanding into a new industry. Talented enters the new hero support business. So, I don't know. This seems very relevant. I don't know how yet, but it also links to something that happens later, which I'll get to in a minute. And Nox And Nox thought the same thing. So at first I thought like, nah, but then I was like, if someone else thinks it, it might be true. Patented. When I was at high school, I was hoping for a teacher like her, Nox. I don't like how she's an educator that seems to get thrills from the youth of the male students, but I'm biased. Oh, is it the male students specifically? I actually had a very interesting discussion with my hairdresser the other day. So my hairdresser at the moment is a guy called Marco, and he is from Greece. Wait. Hanku! I will just confirm where he's from, but he told me that because I was talking to him about starting, and I started an OnlyFans, and he was talking to me about how, you know, where he's from, all beaches are basically nude beaches, and he remembers seeing his teacher there like nude, and it didn't change much in class, even though yes, he looked at her differently. He thinks that it made it like, I don't know how he explained it. Yes, lucky. He says that. He says he sees himself as like super lucky because his teacher was very attractive, and like having seen her that way, and being in class, I don't know how he explained it. I wish I could go ask him again. He explained it like he was somehow closer to her, but not in a disrespect weird way. Like, it's not like they had a thing or anything. I have to go to nudist beach. It's not the same with seeing someone naked somewhere else. It is more innocent. I agree with the... Wait. I just see it as a joke, but I like it when characters subvert that. I remember when I read it, cause talented, but the Japanese L and R's. I agree with the subversion part. I think all the jokes are going to lead to some moment where he just saves the day, but if he doesn't get that moment, then I will like him far less. Wait, who's that? And what about subversion? I don't get it. Hunko, where's Marco from?
Portugal.
Oh, not Greece. Thank you. I'm sorry, Sotos. So Portugal. Which country?
Portugal.
No, but which?
Europe. Portugal.
Europe. Oh yes, because Europe is nude beaches, and thank you. That's what I was. And everyone's like mwah mwah mwah, kissy kissy. Yes. Okay.
And everyone's like what?
Kissy kissy, like they're more open and woo boo, you know, not as. So he's from some place in Greece is in Europe. Yes, that's why I was confused. Greece is in, I don't know, but he's from a place where it's more open, less like in my culture is pretty frowned upon. Or not frowned upon, but very taboo. Nudity and lingerie, because on OnlyFans I post like lingerie and bikini stuff, and that's like very frowned upon in my culture. But I was talking to him about it, and he said that it's so normal in his culture. Every beach is basically a nudist beach. I don't know. I just hear like French people, how they kiss. They're more like they have less inhibitions with regards to Portugal, Italy, French, or kissy. Yeah, like, you know what I mean. We have nudist beaches here too. It's not that bad. Yeah, we have nudist beaches too, but not a lot. Like maybe one or two that I can't even say where they are. It's not a thing because in my, like I said, my culture is very conservative. But yeah, he said that. So I don't know. My point is that I don't have a problem with a sexy teacher if she's not pushing herself on the students. Like, she can't turn off her sexy. That's her hero brand, but it's at least she's not finding ways to fill up the boys. You know what I'm saying? And I personally didn't notice that she only got excited by boys' youth. I thought it was just youth. And that's kind of a thing, like Seishun, you know, the youth, that's an anime thing that I've gotten used to. My company, HQ, is in France, and when people there visit here, they kiss everyone on the cheek when they visit. Yeah, no, I'd be very uncomfortable if someone just came up to me and kissed me. Fuck! Like, what? Even on the cheek! It's not my culture. But I get that it is some people's culture, so as long as you understand. And that's why I think that it's very important. Yes, if you're in a certain line of work, and you should learn about other people's culture, especially if you're in charge of them or working for them. So it's just understand. It's better to understand and set boundaries or whatever. Culture is very important to people, but it's also important to understand if my culture is very opposite of that, then these two people must be aware and be open about that so that they cannot cross comfort zones or whatever. I'm just trying to get at I'm just trying to understand where the teacher, why did I not get that she got excited by the boys' youth compared to the girls? Like, I thought it was just youth. So I'm trying to understand how did I not see it? I went to a nudist beach with my girlfriend on holiday once. She named the two guys next to us Pinky and Perky. Yeah, I would not go to a nude beach. Nope. It's like an intimate thing for me. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it's intimate and I would like, you know. And by intimate, I mean like, enjoy it behind closed doors with whoever you want. And if you want to watch hentai, but I don't want to go to the movie. I don't think there should be a movie theater airing hentai and a bunch of people in there jerking off to the hentai. Not that people jerk off on a nudist beach, so it's different, but you understand that what I'm trying to get at here. Like, there's a setting for me. Certain environments. Certain, you know. There is some nudist beaches in the USA, but only old people go there. Some people just want to kiss the homies good. Hi, Cedric. Sharon, funny story. When my dad arrived in Switzerland for the first time, he met a guy who went in for a hug. A lot of Swiss people hug as a greeting, and my dad punched him out of reflex. Yeah, we hug a lot. I feel like we don't greet someone with a hug, like someone new with a hug, unless someone you know very well introduces them, maybe. And that's usually only girls. Like, you can hug someone, but it's not the intimate, except maybe if you're a bigger person, like, hello, and then you're a jolly, like, you can hug. I don't know, it's like, eh. In school, we used to hug each other all the time. But that was because, you know, we want to smell each other. Without being creepy. Like Mineta. It was consensual hugging. I don't think Miss Midnight singles out the males, but more so all the great epic moments she is present for involves males. So it could easily be a case of confirmation bias. I don't think it's a major issue, but it's something I'm wary of, hence my biases. Well, yeah, being aware of something like that is good, but personally, unless she has put herself, like, I have never noticed. And I think that, but I also think it has to do with them being like, I don't see them as, I don't know. I just never have seen anything like that that made me feel uncomfortable, and I'm pretty aware about stuff like that, at least I try to be. But it might be because she's a pretty girl. So it is less creepy to me because I know that the boys generally wouldn't mind it. So I don't know. Might just be biased. imagine meeting Kella and she's smelling us like it's normal. No, it was just in high school. You want to hug the people you know. And, like, girls like hugging boys that they liked, and boys like hugging girls that they like, and it's a good excuse because you can hug. And I remember when, with regards to smelling, I know it's so weird. There was a guy that I had a crush on, but anyway, he smoked, and then he would spray a lot of spray so that the teachers doesn't smell that he smoked, but ugh. And I remember one time walking from one class to another class, in between classes, I had to take something somewhere, and he had just, because they smoked in like certain corridors or certain corners by the stairs, and I remembered like smelling his spray, and it was like so intoxicating. And then that weekend I went to the shop to go and smell different like colognes to try and find which one was his, because it smelled so good. And then this guy, the same guy, he ended up kind of finding out I liked him, and then he invited me over to his house, but then I didn't want to do what he wanted to do, so he never called me again after that. I was like, fuck, that is so mean. Okay. And then he never spoke to me again until I was 21, and he moved to a town near me where I was studying. And then we dated for like a year. So it was a very long story, but female teachers in America have conditioned me to be paranoid. It happens in a ton of states. It happens here too. And you know, the saddest thing here is that it doesn't, with teachers, it happens sometimes with high school teachers, but more often it happens with primary school teachers being pedophiles. And that is sick and disgusting and scary. Because this was the drunk messages guy. Yeah. I just want perfume recommendations, I swear. Vlad King had a similar reaction, but now if I think about it, if Vlad King had a similar reaction, it would seem very creepy, but I see Midnight that it almost seemed cutesy. No, I don't think it would be creepy if Vlad King did it, because if he said, oh, youth, yeah, love the feelings of youth, running, pumping with my bands, woo, like, it's just that because she's a girl, she reacts in a more, ooh, youth, and he's more manly, and he'd be like, yeah, youth, woo, have fun, you know, I don't know. And so, but if he had a female reaction to it and went like, ooh, youth, then yeah, that would be weird. But because, I don't know, it's like, it's very gray areas, but I personally have never found something weird about Midnight's, because she's saying, ooh, youth, like, everyone looks at, I mean, I look at these kids fucking in high school, learning about their powers and working hard, and like, I'm like, you feel inspired. You feel like, I'm 28 now. I can imagine at 35, if you see kids being kids and living out their lives, and, you know, it's inspiring, and it's, I don't know, I've never seen it as, ooh, youth, you know? I get so aggressive hearing about teacher being predators. Just read a case yesterday where a guy harassed 13-year-olds, and apparently was normal back in the time. No. I feel like people like that, honestly, they should be locked up, and then if they ever get out, they should never, ever, ever be allowed to work with children. Ever, 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 ever. Like, I'm curious, because I remember a specific case, and I'm pretty sure it was someone that was from my high school, maybe a year or two younger than me, who got caught, and I wish I should go do some, what the fuck happened to that guy? And that's why, sorry, now we're going on a little bit of another topic, but you know how this maps thing that is trying to be normalized as part of the LGBT community, why? Like, they just want to kind of slip in here like, oh, it's just a sexuality being attracted to children. No. No, but yes, fly your flag, post it on your fucking profile so I can see who you are and not let my children close to you. Like, yes, be proud. Scream it loudly so I can, like, you know, keep them away. Thank you. Yes, tell me what you are, because that freaks me the fuck out, because people want to normalize that, and I'm like, how? Ugh. I have no idea what color their flags are, but they map pride. Like, yeah, be proud so I can notice you. Please do keep your red flags up. Shoot them as soon as you see them near children. No, well, I'd be put away if I shoot anyone in South Africa. I would be the one in trouble. But yeah, no, honestly, that shit creeps me out. So Nox, it's good that you have your, what do you call it? You have your guard up around the character like Miss Midnight. Because at the end of the day, if you see something like that in the real world, be wary. It's a story, so we can laugh at the characters we want. We can dislike the characters we want. But in the real world, be wary. Because, you know. Froppy was only in the episode for 2 seconds and it was adorable. Yeah, that was cute. Punching it is then. Froppy never did like that name, but she's cool. Why not? What's wrong with Froppy? Like frog P. Anywho, then this scene with Bakugo and Todoroki was great. I was cheering. I was like so excited. Love them. They Bakugo would have saved the woman that almost got hurt, so that is a very good sign. It shows that they've learned a lot, and he has his, you know, awareness everywhere. He got all the bags. I took them before they could be burned to cinders. Thank you, thank you. Slide and go. And then this guy's, these things on his it exploded, and he said that gauntlet just blew up. It did indeed. It's because they were using inferior goods from the black market. So that is definitely important. And because there was one other scene like this that was kind of in the background, but it seemed important, I'm linking them together, and Nox did the same thing. This gauntlet thing, this black market, it could be that this corporation, this new Detnerat, which is a terrible name, to be honest, Detnerat. But anyway, it seems like they might be somehow connected. Maybe they have this front of being a respectable business, but actually they're, you know, doing stuff underground. And you don't suspect them because, you know, they have this fancy name and stuff. Talented. Is this somehow linked to the new... I'm just going to say into Dead Marat. Maybe it's a front for an underground / black market. I don't know if I'd like any company with a rat in the name. I think they did a great job of pacing out that fight as well. Yes. Indeed. It was well paced, it was exciting, and they worked well together. And it's like they've only had their hero license for 30 minutes. Okay, so let's quickly score it. I would say overall, probably, I'm guessing it's gonna be like an 8.5. So the characters, I would say, would be an 8.7 from me. Visuals, 8.2. Uh, audio 8.4. Enjoyment 8.6. And story 8. So that gives us an overall 8.4 for the episode. What would you guys give it? Cherry says, I really enjoyed the episode. It felt like a slice of lifey. Sometimes I found the execution a bit weird and some scenes felt a bit cartoonish. But which scenes? But I still love it because the interactions between the characters and wholesomeness made up for it. So an 8 out of 10. Cartoony. I'm trying to think where. Soto says, only because I make Froppy dislike cold because she's a frog, so she is cold-blooded, and because Bakugo was a lot in the episode, I give 10 out of 10. Matty gives it an 8.4, and Lord Cypher says, heyo. I'm trying to think. Cartoony. I guess, I understand what you're saying. The execution of some scenes were a bit odd. Like, it didn't flow very seamlessly, but the excitement for me, especially in the last scene, really made up for it. And the characters' interactions and development. I think, like, there has been some solid development, and it showed in this episode. Especially with regards to the characters' relationship development. Like, stuff that Bakugo does in this episode, in season 1 it would have come across a lot differently. He's doing the same, but it would come across differently. But because of their relationship having developed, it comes across the way it should come across, in my opinion, now. The one where Bakugo fought, where the effects were written out. Don't know if that makes sense. Oh, because of the boom boom. I think that's because My Hero Academia is like, you think of My Hero Academia, you think of a hero manga, you think of a hero comic, which is very famous for boom, pow, kapow, kablammy. Like, you think of stuff like that. So I think it was kind of like a nod. Hi, Sad. Thank you. So I totally get what you mean. You think it could have been animated better, but it wasn't by any means bad. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. Matty says, I like that Bakugo is invited into one for all chats now. Oh, all for one chats. One for all. Fuck. Gives Deku someone else to talk to about, someone his age who can relate to his problems easier. Yeah, it was nice to see him there because of, you know, he also really looked up to All Might. And I think a little part of him does feel inferior to Deku and has for a while. Kind of like, not to spoil, but remember in Fruits Basket last night when one character was like, I want to be like you, and the other character said, I want to be like you. I don't think Deku wanted strength, but he didn't want to be like Kachan. He just looked up to Kachan. But I think that Bakugo, in a sense, wants to be like Deku, but he knows that he can't because that's just not him. So as in Fruits Basket, they said, they both have something that only they can do. And Kachan has not yet come to terms with the fact that he knows that he's strong, he knows that this and that, but I think he still on some level compares himself to Deku. And yeah, thank you, Sad. Sad bitted 1000 bits, and also before that 200 bits. So I'm going to end the video here. I like how we like the opposite characters in both shows. No, it's not really the opposite, because it's the same. You like the less shouty boy. I like the shouty boy in both shows. So it's like, oh, I get what you're saying. We both like the opposite boy. Like, in this show, I like Bakugo and you like Deku most. In that show, we also like the two. Okay. But yeah, for me, it's both boys are shouty boys, and I have a soft spot for shouty boys. I was thinking, while watching this, You don't have to bet to be supportive. You can just spend time with us. That's fine. I was thinking that I hope that my son is like this one day. But I will be so annoying as a mother if he is, because I'll be like, ooh, you're so cute. And he would hate me. And I would like hug him all the time and ruffle his hair. And then he would shout at me. And I'd be like, you look so cute when you shout at me. But yeah, look at the bride side. You will bever fight for an anime husbando. That reminds me of the TikTok of the mom running around her son. Oh yeah. How the fuck never become bever though? Aren't they next to each other, the B and the N? That would be so cute. Yep, me and my son, we're gonna be so hella cute one day. Okay, so I'm gonna end the video here. I gave it a 8.4 out of 10. Looking forward to seeing what class Shinso gets into. Looking forward to see if these two things are connected. The talented organization or industry thing and the black market inferior goods. That is very importante. I have an interesting TikTok with my academic characters. What song would be good? What they want to see? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm off TikTok this month. Remember, I don't want to. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye.